Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our holiday concert for our CVMS 5th and 6th grade band. This is a wonderful, exciting evening for all the students, but in particular our 5th graders, as of course it is their very first concert. And we're so glad that you could all take some time out of your busy holiday schedule to be with us. I know we have a lot of parents here, grandparents, aunts, uncles, and friends and so forth, and we're just so happy that you all could be here. The 5th grade portion of tonight's concert is more of an info concert, more than a formal concert. You'll hear this 5th grade band be like a traditional concert. They're going to play their piece other with very little introduction. For the 5th graders each year, we make this like an info concert. So I'm going to talk through a lot of things of what we do at school on a daily basis, help you parents, give you some pointers for perhaps what you can do with your child as they are practicing for the remainder of 5th grade year, as they move into 6th grade year, 7th grade, and so on and so forth. As they continue in the band program through high school, of course, you're going to hear some amazing progress. And when you hear the 5th grade band and then the 6th grade band, 5th grade parents, you'll be blown away by how much improvement they make in just this one short year. And 6th grade parents, you'll be, as you sit and listen to the 5th graders, you'll be like, oh my gosh, that's what my child sounded like last year, and now listen to them. So it is truly amazing what these kids do. It's been a great week of making music here at Canfield Schools. We had Tuesday night. We started off with our 8th grade band and our high school symphonic band. And last night we had our 7th grade band perform along with our high school concert band. And then, of course, tonight we have grades 5 and 6. So we're going to start the program by doing this. If you recall back on September 22nd, we started what was called the Jumpstart lessons. And by the end of that week, almost every section had learned 5 notes. And the way I tell it to the kids is this. It would be like if they go to ELA class in 5th grade, and their ELA teacher says, well, you know what, on Friday, we're going to take a spelling test. And you have to know these 5 words. And they have to be able to spell them, right? And they might take the following week, they're taking a vocabulary test on 5 words, 5 different words. Well, in our case, we've been working on these 5 notes now since September 22nd. And I would say that most of the children have these 5 notes memorized. When they look at the music staff, they can tell the letter name on the staff, and they can tell the fingering or slide position for that note. And that's where they need to be at this point in time. So if you were to like quiz them at home, and you pointed to a note and asked your child, what's the name of that note? And they kind of looked at you and were going, and it took them 10 seconds or 20 seconds, or perhaps they were having, they weren't able to answer that. That just lets you know, that would be an indication that perhaps they should spend some more time practicing their instrument. And what I would suggest they do is go back to page 1 of either book that we're using, Bellwin Band Builder or Band Fundamentals, so that they can memorize the first 5 notes, the letter name, and the fingering. So that as we start progressing and we start learning note number 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, because we'll get to about 12 notes by the end of 5th grade, and we're at 5 now, that we want them to keep progressing so that they don't end up falling behind. So here's what we're going to start with tonight. We're going to show you the first 5 notes that we've learned. We're going to be playing up and down those 5 notes in what we call whole notes, and we're not going to stop in between. So this is one of our warm-ups that we do every day at school. All right, nice sounding band, right? So the next thing we're going to move into is we're going to play the same 5-note warm-up, but now this time we're going to call it in half notes. So these notes are going to get 2 counts apiece. We're going to still go up and down like we just did, but in what we call half notes. So that's what they started off with back in September. They learned whole notes first, then we graduated to half notes, and then we have graduated to quarter notes. And as we started to add in half notes and quarter notes, all the instruments except for percussion, everybody else that plays a brass or woodwind instrument has been working on what we call tonguing. And there are some very specific ways that they've been taught by their sectional coach teachers that come in each week and work with the kids. So you can ask them about that at home. You can ask them, how are you tonguing your half notes? How are you tonguing your quarter notes? And if they can explain it to you, what the process is of how they should be tonguing, then they're probably doing it fairly well on their instrument. If they can't put into words how they're tonguing on their instrument, then we need to keep working on that here at school so that they can get a little bit better at that skill set. Okay? So we're going to play for you 4 quarter notes on each note, and this is going up only. I've been telling the kids a lot over the last couple of days when we had full band rehearsal today and yesterday that a lot of what we do in band, I would say 99% of what we do is verbal directions. There's very little that's written down. In their method book, the Bellwin Band Builder book, you'll see very little instructions on the page. Band Fundamentals book has a little bit more instructions on the page, but not a whole lot. So it's very much of a verbal type class. And we've been talking a lot the last couple days about really concentrating and focused and staying locked in during the rehearsal. So we're going to do something right now that when we did it at school, it would take us about till we get to the 3rd note to get everybody doing it. So I'm going to challenge the students tonight that we're going to be playing 3 quarter notes and 1 quarter rest on each note, and we're going up only. And this is to see how well they're focused and how well they concentrate. I just gave them a very specific set of directions. Let's see how well they do that. Same rhythm for percussion. 3 quarter notes, 1 quarter rest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. All right, parents, you guys are invited to come to class anytime you'd like. You know why? Because they're really, really focused tonight. This is awesome. So come on into the school building, tell Mr. Rubin and Mr. Maroney, just sign in and come on back to the band room anytime. I'd love to have you come to rehearsal. They're doing great. All right, let's have our percussion students. We're going to float around. You're going to notice tonight with the percussion section that I'm going to be rotating students. At this point in time, the percussion kids are playing snare drum at school and drum pad quite a bit. When you see them play at the Pasta Dinner concert, which is the last Saturday in February, and you'll be getting some information about that right after the first of the year. But at that concert, you'll see percussion kids, by that time, they'll be playing bass drum, suspended cymbal, triangles, wood blocks, snare drums, tambourines. So in just that short amount of time, from now till end of February, the percussion kids really have a big growth spurt. So I'm going to rotate percussion students. Can we please have Katie and Lily, you guys go over to snare drum. And at this point, we're going to move into what is called our Bellwin Band Builder book, and we're going to connect some songs together this evening, or they're not really songs, but they're exercises from the book. We're going to play, and just so the students know this, keep you guys all on task here, guys. We're playing line number 10, 11, and 12 nonstop. Okay? So make sure you have switched over to your Bellwin Band Builder book. 10, 11, and 12 nonstop. All right, so one of the best ways for your child to be practicing at home is they have in Google Classroom, we have posted in there what are called play-along tracks. And I tell the kids at school that I can tell who practices with the play-along tracks at home and who doesn't. And it's really easy because these kids are very, 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 very bright kids. And I ask them, it's just a very simple question, how can Mr. Volnick tell whether you're using play-along tracks or not? And they'll give me answers like this. They'll say, well, if you hear us playing on a rest, and we shouldn't be, then you can tell we're not really using the play-along tracks. The best answer they give me is when they say, if I don't match the play-along track, you can tell that I'm not doing things quite right. And that's the purpose of the play-along tracks. It's very, very simple. It gives them a very good professional sounding recording to listen to and try to match. And we talk a lot in band about matching, and at this age level, it's quite a challenge for them to do, but they're doing awesome with it, is they try to match it at 100%. So they have to listen very, very carefully, because we're talking about like the length of the note, the sound of the note, the rhythm or the steady beat of the note. So there's lots of things that go into it. And I would encourage you parents that as you hear your child practicing at home, ask them to make sure that they're playing along with the play-along track, and maybe even once a week or once every other week, if you have the time. It'd be a great idea for you to just sit down with your child for 5 minutes and just say, hey, can you show me what you're working on in school? What page in the book are you working on? Okay, let's put that play-along track on your Chromebook, and let me hear you play along with the play-along track. And parents, even if you are not musically inclined and you say, well, I didn't play an instrument when I was a child, I know nothing about music, I have 100% faith in you parents that you would be able to tell whether your child is matching the track or not. So it's just a great way to check in, like you probably do with some homework, right? You may help them with some homework or check their homework or what have you, or you help them study for a test. You can still do that with music, even though you're not a trained musician. You just have to listen to the play-along track and say, yeah, you're matching it, you're doing awesome. Or you know what, that sounded a little bit off. Let's practice it a couple more times and then try playing with the track again. So just some tips that I'm going to give you throughout the evening, parents, that hopefully you can help, again, to help your child stay on track. All right, we're going to stay in the Bellwin Band Builder book. We're going to move on to number 13, 14, and 15. And Diana and Joel, can you guys please switch over to snare drum? And you're going to notice, parents and students, this is a reminder for you, right? 13, 14, and 15 are going to incorporate quarter rests. And can somebody in the band raise your hand and tell your parents what is it that we should hear during a quarter rest? One beat of silence. That's a great definition. That's exactly right. So parents, what I want you to listen for is, can you hear one beat of total silence? And if you can, that means all the kids are reading music and doing exactly what they should be doing. All right, percussion. Can we have, please, Camilla and Anthony? You guys go to snare drum. And then fifth grade band, we're going to play numbers 16, 17, and 18 next, all connected. Okay, this one is going to use combination parents of all whole notes and quarter notes and some quarter rests. And it's mixed in, interspersed a lot. So the kids really have to be counting and concentrating so that they don't play on those quarter rests, okay? Because that's where we should hear that one beat of silence. All right, we are now going to switch over to our band fundamentals book. Camilla and Anthony, stay here for this first one on page 3, and then we'll be doing some switching. Okay, so parents, as you all know, we're using 2 method books this year. That's something new. In previous years, we've only used the band fundamentals book, and then this year I had the 6th graders. They're reviewing. Well, we didn't finish band fundamentals last year, and these guys won't finish it either. It's a 2-year book to get through band fundamentals book 1. But I added in Bellwin Band Builder with the 6th graders this year at the beginning of the year. And over the summer when I was rethinking the curriculum, I thought, okay, it'd be a good idea to just start the 5th graders right off the bat in 2 books. So they're playing out of 2 method books, but as you work your way through the book, there's enough repetition in each book that they're getting some of the same concepts, but they're not supposed to know it. So it's playing a little trick on the kids. They're going to get review as they work out of the 2 books. They're reviewing the material, but it's a new book, so it's new to them, and it works really, really well, and they're doing fantastic with that. So we're now moving over to our band fundamentals book, and we're going to play page 3. We're going to do line number 6 and 7 nonstop on page 3. 2, 6, and 7 here, folks. See if you can figure out what song this actually is, because 6 and 7 is going to lead up to, when we play number 8 for you, it's going to be the full song. 6 and 7 are just some exercises to get the kids used to it. Yeah, right? I did that on purpose. All right, parents, This is we're gonna play. The lights are out, so I can't see. So you can yell out the answer, okay? This is playing Name That Tune. Parents, can you name that tune that we're about to play? Not Hot Cross Buns, but Mary Had a Little Lamb. All right, sixth graders, you got it. Way to go. All right. So we're gonna play line number 8, and Joel and Katie, can you guys switch over to snare drum? Joel and Katie. All right, this is the full version of Mary Had a Little Lamb. All right, so we have one more song for you, and this is the very famous Hot Cross Buns that some of you had mentioned for the previous song. But here is the wonderful version of Hot Cross Buns. The cool thing about this song is it's 8 measures long, but we learned, I believe it was yesterday. Yeah, yesterday in rehearsal, we actually put in a repeat sign in their books. They learned a whole new concept yesterday, and all that does is lengthen the song, so we get to play it 2 times through, so you can really enjoy it. If you didn't enjoy it so much the first time, you'll enjoy it the second time even more. Good love. Fifth grade band. So I'm going to take the flutes, oboe, clarinet, French horn, and those instruments. Flute, oboe, clarinet, French horn. You guys are going to come sit over in this section over here, and we'll sit every other seat. And let me get you guys situated first, and then I'll come up and get the rest of the band, okay? So only people exiting the stage right now are just flutes, oboes, clarinets, and French horn. 7. Before we begin with our sixth grade portion of the concert, I just want to make a couple of announcements. And that is, first of all, you might have seen an older gentleman, not a fifth grader, in a red shirt back there with the percussion students. As you are well aware, parents, we have a lot of parapros that work with our kids here. And our percussion parapro, Mr. Dylan Colat, is here working with the students tonight, helping out. So how about a round of applause for Dylan? Nice job, Dylan. Thank you. And most of the sections have a parapro that works with these kids 1 day a week. They come in, and we're very fortunate here in Canfield that we were able to do that. It provides these kids with so much expertise that doesn't happen in most school districts. Like, we are very fortunate. I know in the Tri-County area, I believe we are one of maybe 2 or 3 districts that have parapros that come in. And the other districts that do it don't quite do it to the level that we do. We do it for grades 5 through 12, and 1 day a week, the clarinet section, flute section, trumpet section, so forth and so on, has either a retired band director or a music educator that comes in and works with the kids. And that's why we're so fortunate to have such a great band program here in Canfield. Very well-respected program, not only in Northeast Ohio, but I would venture to say in the entire state of Ohio. It's a very well-known program. In fact, our high school band, under the direction of Mr. Bonamaze, who is here this evening, he's back there at the auditorium. You've seen him in the red shirt, and he was helping out over here with the 5th grade band and the 6th grade band and so forth. The high school band this year was actually invited to perform this coming Saturday at the University of Akron for what is called the Ohio Band Directors Conference. And that's a very prestigious event where a couple hundred band directors from throughout the state will be spending Friday and Saturday on the campus of University of Akron. And there's all sorts of clinic sessions and bands that are performing. And these band directors get PD credit for being there. It's a wonderful opportunity, a great invitation. I believe it's our 4th time that our high school band has played there, the last time being in 2017. And 2 years ago, our 8th grade band played there as well. And that was our 3rd or 4th time for the 8th grade band as well. So it's a very great compliment for our band program to be invited to play at something like that. So we're going to continue with our 6th grade band. Before we do that, a couple other announcements I'd like to make. First of all, I mentioned Mr. Bonamaze. I'd like to give a very good shout out to him. He is in his 2nd year here at Canfield High School. He came to us after spending 5 years at Southeast Local School District in Portage County. And he's doing a wonderful job here at the high school. So the saxophone players get to know him a lot because he comes down and works with the saxophones in grades 5 and 6. And he's popped into some rehearsals and so forth. So the other kids are getting a chance to see him and know him and hopefully make that transition when they get to 8th grade, make that transition from middle school to high school a lot easier once they get to know Mr. Bonamaze and so forth. If you ever get to see our high school band at like Memorial Day Parade or July 4th Parade or a football game, it's something you all can be very, very proud of. So he does a wonderful job. And just like to publicly thank Mr. Bonamaze. How about a nice round of applause for him and all his hard work? Typically, at the end of our concerts, we do a sheet music donation. So as you exit the auditorium this evening, there'll be some high school students at the door accepting donations. However, this year, for this concert here, we are not going to put it into our sheet music fund. The Canfield band parents have decided to donate the money that was collected at Tuesday night's concert, last night's concert, tonight's concert is going to be going to the family of Trooper Nicholas Caton. For those, I'm sure you all know that Officer Caton. Oh, thank you. As you all know, Officer Caton lost his life in the line of duty a couple months ago, and his children attend Canfield schools, and the band parents just thought it would be a very nice gesture. So all of our money that we collect from these 3 concerts will get directly donated to the family, and certainly I'm sure at this time of year it'll be a very special thing for those folks. So if you feel like giving, that would be awesome. And as I mentioned earlier, this is going to be more of now a formal type concert here with 6th grade band. I know you will see the difference between grade 5 and grade 6, and these kids have done some amazing work in 6th grade. It's just so much fun to work with them. So we're going to start off with a tune entitled, appropriately, First Holiday Concert, but it's actually their second. So we'll change the title to Second Holiday Concert. As we play, get ready to play our last song for you, I just want to make sure that you all have a wonderful, happy, healthy holiday season. Thanks again for spending part of your evening with us this evening. Hope you thoroughly enjoyed our 5th grade band and 6th grade band, and look forward to seeing all of you at our Pasta Dinner concert, which is the last Saturday of February. So we're going to close tonight's portion of the 6th grade part of the concert with a tune entitled Holiday for Basses, and this will feature our trombone, baritone, and tuba section.